The next unit we want to talk about, or the next topic on our list that I want to bring to your attention, is called the cost of production. What it costs to particularly produce a particular good, if you will. In order to do that, we need to take a look at the difference between an accountant's cost and an economist's cost. An accountant's costs only take what we call explicit cost. An explicit cost is a cost that is a direct payment to a resource supplier. An explicit, going out, it is a direct payment to a resource supplier. If I hire you to work for me, I have to pay you a wage or a salary. That is an explicit cost. If you rent me an office building, I have to pay you rent. That is an explicit cost. These are the costs that the accountant takes into account when he or she is doing the calculations of how your business did. However, an economist also takes into account the implicit costs. The implicit costs are, by definition, is the opportunity cost of using self-owned resources. It is the opportunity cost of using self-owned resources. In other words, let us assume that you have $10,000 in the bank account, in your personal bank account, and you want to open up Jim's factory, hamburger factory, hamburger place. If you take that $10,000 and use that to open up the hamburger restaurant that you want, that is an example of an implicit cost. An implicit cost is the opportunity cost that you're giving up. The cost that you are giving up to use that $10,000 to open up your hamburger joint. The $10,000 could be earning interest. That is the opportunity cost. That $10,000 you could put towards more education. That's an opportunity cost. So an accountant takes both of these costs into consideration when figuring out profit or loss. Explicit costs are those costs that are made directly to a resource supplier for land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurial ability. An implicit cost is the opportunity cost that you are giving up, that you are foregoing in order for you to purchase a particular that you're giving up in order to use your self-owned resources, if you will. We have what is called a normal profit and an economic profit. A normal profit, for all the finance people out there, could be considered a normal rate of return, if you will. Let us assume you want to open up a t-shirt company and sell Wilmington University t-shirts. Every owner of a t-shirt company, the people who make University of Delaware t-shirts, the people who make Goldie Beacon, Del Tech, Wesley, Del State, whatever it is, all of those people earn $50,000 in salary. That is their salary. That is considered to be a normal profit. That is what everyone in this particular industry makes. So therefore, if the person who makes U of D t-shirts, the person who makes Wesley, the person who makes Del State, Goldie Beacon, each of those people make $50,000 salary. You open up a business selling Wilmington University t-shirts, you want to expect to make the same thing. If you made something less than this, perhaps $49,000, you might decide that it's not worth it to me because I'm not making the normal profits, and therefore I might go and choose to do something at my next best alternative. An economic profit or a pure profit, let me go back for a minute. A normal profit is considered to be an explicit cost to the company because that is the cost that the company must pay its owners, its entrepreneurs, for running that particular company. An economic or a pure profit is not an economic cost, an explicit cost to the company. Let us assume that for a moment that your business earns $100,000. This is your total revenue from the sale of your t-shirts. You earn $100,000 in revenue. And from this, you have to subtract all of your materials. Well, let's say your materials are $25,000, plus your normal profit. Therefore, you have just made $25,000 more than you really, not than you should have, but you made $25,000 more than your $50,000 normal profit. This is what we call an economic or a pure profit. It is not a cost because you didn't have to earn that. You're probably going to go in a lot earlier tomorrow morning having earned that, but you didn't have to earn it. And therefore, that becomes what we call an economic or a pure profit. So this is the idea that an economist uses between explicit costs and implicit costs, normal profit and economic profit. The other concept I want to talk about in this scenario here is what we call the law of diminishing returns. Let us assume for a moment that you open up a hamburger restaurant where you're going to make hamburgers. Obviously, when you hire zero people, TP stands for total product. MP stands for marginal product. And if you can go back and remember, marginal is the extra or the additional. In this case, the additional product that we got. When we hire zero people can make zero hamburgers. When I hire the first person, that first person makes 10 hamburgers. That particular person has to wait on the tables, cook the food, deliver the food, take the money, do the dishes, and therefore he or she is confined to only making 10 because of all the duties that are surrounding it. When I hire the second person, between the two of them, they each make 25 hamburgers. However, the extra product that I get from hiring the second person over the first person is 15, which is equal to 25 minus 10. When I hired the first person and that person made 10 hamburgers, the marginal product, the extra product over hiring zero, is 10 minus 0. When I hire the third person, my extra product now is 20, which is equal to 45 minus 25, which is equal to 20. So you can see that the extra product that I get continues to go up, continues to increase for a while. Because right now what's happening is these people here are starting to absorb some of the duties. I now have a cook, I now have a waitress, I have a dishwasher, all right? But when I get to the fourth worker, I realize that my total product went up to 60, my marginal product went up 15. The extra product produced by hiring this extra worker is 15, less than here. I'm still getting extra product, so I'm not totally unhappy. When I get the fifth person, my marginal product is 10, 70 minus 60. The sixth and the seventh continually decrease. This is called this phenomena is called the law of diminishing returns. Law of diminishing returns states that as I add a variable resource like labor, something that I can change real quick, variable, to my hamburger restaurant, which I can't change the size of it, at some point, the extra product or the marginal product will decrease. Law of diminishing returns. As I add more labor, as I add a variable resource to my fixed plant, to my existing hamburger restaurant, at some point, my marginal product will decrease. In this case, it's a -5. I don't want to hire this guy at all. Don't really want to go down that avenue just yet. But I know I don't want to hire this guy. Because not only is he not adding extra product or no product, he's actually taking away from everybody. And the reason for that is because we're getting too many people in here now. I have 2 cooks, but I only have 1 grill. I have 5 waitresses, but I only have 10 tables and they're bumping into each other. So therefore the extra product goes down. So this sets the stage for cost of production with our explicit, implicit cost, normal economic profit, and our law of diminishing returns. If You have any questions, you have any problems, email me personally, put it on discussion board. I'll email you personally and post it on discussion board as well. I ask the other students to respond to those discussion board issues. Thank you very much. Have a good day.